Howdy folks, the star of today's lore video are the Dewbacks from Tatooine. Now for many, all it took was one look at the planet of Tatooine for them to assume that nothing could live on that dusty planet baked by twin suns. However though, life did somehow manage to survive and even thrive on Tatooine, with a wide range of species managing to live in the desert wastes. For any visitors, the most obvious of these were those creatures that had been harnessed as mounts. The mounts were all native species, proof that large animals could survive on the desert world. And one of the most common mounts was the Dewback. Now this giant reptile, which was about 3 or 4 meters long from snout to tail, was an expert desert grazer, able to forage for shrubs and tubers. Now the beast's sensitive nostrils located food and its clawed feet dug below the surface to retrieve it. Like all large Tatooine animals, the Dewback had an efficient water retention system that allowed it to survive periods of drought. It was named Dewback because of the dew that formed on its back in the cool Tatooine nights, and this dew was licked off by other Dewbacks for sustenance. As the cold of the desert night could drop down to dangerously low temperatures, Dewbacks would huddle together for warmth, insulating each other with their bodies. As mounts, Dewbacks were very slow, but very dependable, and able to walk long distances. As such, they were often the transport of choice for Imperial patrols in Tatooine. The troopers preferred the reliability of the Dewback in their desert environment over the often uncertain performance of speeders. For example, in a sandstorm, the Dewback could plod along quite happily, while speeders could quickly clog up with sand and break down. And Dewbacks were also very steady beasts and not easily scared, unlike the more skittish Ronto. Now, the Dewback's survival skills actually helped their masters when they were lost in the outback, and the beasts had developed a natural aptitude for navigation. There was one inconvenience to owning a Dewback, however, and that was the mating season. At the same time every year, Dewbacks headed for the Junlin Wastes to find a mate. Now, the call to mate was hardwired into the beast's body clock and could not be resisted. Each year, Dewback owners would have to set their mounts free to head for the Junlin Wastes. If they were trapped during this time, Dewbacks were liable to cause damage trying to escape or would eventually go mad. After the mating season, most domesticated Dewbacks returned to their owners. The females buried their eggs in the sand of the wastes, which was just the right temperature for incubation. After about half a year, the eggs hatched and the little Dewbacks were guided by instinct into the desert to meet up with the herds. Adult Dewbacks had few real predators, but their eggs were favoured by the opportunistic Wudu, which was a giant reptavian. And to make up for this, Dewbacks had a high rate of reproduction, with a female producing about 50 to 85 eggs per year. And when confronted by a predator, Dewbacks relied on a series of defensive measures. Their coloration allowed them to blend in with the desert, and although they were usually sluggish, Dewbacks were capable of concentrated bursts of speed, sometimes reaching up to 50 km per hour. And finally, if cornered, the Dewback could use its powerful legs and sharp talons. But the natural predators were not the only thing that the Dewbacks had to worry about, because Dewbacks were also considered to be a source of food and clothing for the inhabitants of Tatooine. Dewback ribs were a popular foodstuff in Mos Eisley, and Dewback hides were used to make clothing, accessories, and tents. And that's the Dewbacks from the planet Tatooine. So thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you all in the next one, and until then, may the Force be with you.